on Chapman News. Find out how the Irvine Police Department is dealing with a pesky neighborhood predator.
Plus, Costa Mesa City Council cracks down on the use of vaporizers in public parks, while Chapman University proposes new smoking policies that could lead to a tobacco-free campus.
Sports, and every college student's favorite thing, free food. I'll have all that info and more coming up on Chapman News.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Julietta Chickside.
And I'm Lauren Nowicki. Thanks for tuning in to Chapman News. The City Hall of Santa Ana may fly an LGBT pride flag all year round. Haley Levette has more on the story.
According to voiceofoc.org, the multicolored LGBT pride flag, well known to represent the LGBT community, will be arranged to fly outside of City Hall in Santa Ana for 40 days out of the year. Leaving other minority groups out is only one issue, as permitting the LGBT flag to fly year-round could aggravate accusations of favoritism and ultimately harm the community. Julie Ford, Associate Registrar at Chapman University, has been a supporter of the LGBT community for years and had the chance to explain to me how the community itself is expanding into LGBTQIA.
Here at Chapman, there's LGBTQIA, so that's the queer, the intersex, and the asexual. That's interesting. So they're even making it longer and more inclusive. And there's a lot of room for improving our relationships with all kinds of communities. And while one seems to be making strides and is in the spotlight, we don't want to overshadow the other groups that are also still fighting for equality. And
with a split vote in the City Hall of a 4-3, Santa Ana decided to compromise and fly the rainbow-colored flag 40 days out of the year, starting on Harvey Milk Day, May 22nd, through the end of June, which is also known as LGBT Pride Month.
I think this next generation coming up is really going to wipe away a whole slew of injustices and inequalities.
Reporting from Orange, I'm Haley Levette, Chapman News.
The compromise to fly the flag during LGBT Pride Month is one of the ways the city is becoming more inclusive.
More coyotes than usual have been appearing in Irvine, and the police department has a new way of handling them: paintball guns. The Animal Control Unit has now been on 3 patrols where they have successfully shooed coyotes from neighborhoods using recreational paintball guns. Coyotes aren't new to the area but have recently become too comfortable around the humans, and the encounters are not always peaceful. Small dogs have been taken from yards or even while walking with their owners, and there have been separate 4 incidents where small children have been bit. So the Irvine Police Department saw the need to take their efforts to the next level.
By doing the techniques that we're doing, we don't have to result in trapping and euthanizing. So this is a great alternative, and so far we've had a very positive response from both the community, who appreciates our efforts, and they seem to be effective with the coyotes.
So if you have any coyotes around your area, the Irvine Police Department says you should do your best to scare them. They recommend making loud noises to make them uncomfortable, and they warn you to do so without getting too close or chasing them. Remember, you can always call the Animal Control Unit at 949-724-7092.
Firefighters were called to a 2-alarm apartment fire in Orange early Wednesday afternoon. The Orange Fire Department called in the Orange County Fire Authority and the Anaheim and Garden Grove Fire Departments for backup at the apartment building located off West Palmyra, according to the Orange County Register. 3 units in the building were destroyed by the fire, but no residents were at home during the time of the incident. 3 families are now displaced and being assisted by the Red Cross. 2 other units were damaged by the smoke and water. Firefighters have not released the cause of the fire.
Chapman University's Civic Engagement Office is trying to make registering to vote as easy as possible for students. In honor of National Voter Registration Day on Tuesday, office representatives assisted students through the registration process and Atala Piazza. The civic engagement partnered with TurboVote, whose mission is to get more college students into the polls by creating an electronic registration process that takes no longer than 5 minutes. In efforts to make Chapman students better educated voters, the office will continue to hold screenings of presidential debates in the student union, followed by open discussions. They will show the next 2016 Democratic primary debate on October 13th. And now, tell us more about the Curate Club, Haley. This is Alicia.
And she is starting the Curate Club here at Chapman. So what made you want to start the club here?
During high school, I got really involved with my teacher club that his daughter had started when she was 19 years old. She was a leukemia patient herself, and so the fall of my senior year, she got diagnosed with leukemia again and ended up losing her battle. And so before she died, she basically said that she wants Curate to grow and that no kids are going to have to go through what she's been going through. And so I took it upon myself, thinking like I probably should go do something. So I decided to start fundraising and helping, and the doctor that started Curate with her asked me to bring it to Chapman and to make it bigger because it's only in Chicago right now. And so I decided, well, why not? So I started the Curate Club at Chapman.
And what events did you do when you were back in Chicago?
We did our Fire Up a Cure, so we had firefighters come and invite cancer patients, and they were able to like push fire trucks and like have different events and games. And then also we did a birthday party for a bunch of cancer patients, and so we invited all the pediatric oncology patients to come, and we had cake, games, just trying to get their mind off of it and feel like normal kids again.
Sure. So how do you see the future of the Curate Club going? Do you have any goals, any specific events you see planning in your future?
Well, I'd really like to bring the events that we did in Chicago to California, and also like open up bigger events, because we kind of like want to do a carnival or like have some sort of games and get involved with chalk and having those patients come and participate and do the same thing that we basically did in Chicago, just bigger and California style, I guess.
That sounds so exciting. So when does the Curate Club meet on campus?
It's on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock right now.
Right.
Awesome.
It was
Thank you
great
so much,
talking to you.
Alicia.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, Junk at the Beach. What you can do to keep our ocean safe and clean for everyone.
And in Chapman's ongoing effort to work with the City of Orange and its residents, students may soon be penalized for disruptive behavior.
Well, it is officially fall, but it sure doesn't feel that way. We'll tell you why that is coming up next on Chapman News. We'll be right back.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Vaping is a growing trend in Orange County, but City Council is making moves to regulate where e-cigarettes are not allowed in Costa Mesa. A new code proposed in July aims to restrict vaping in public parks. The proposal received a 5-0 vote after its first review on September 1st, and it was approved after the second reading last Tuesday, so the ordinance has only been in effect for a little over a week. Local vape stores say there isn't much of an impact yet.
It doesn't really affect everybody else. It's just, oh, you just can't do this here. That's it. I don't see it like really limiting vaping. A lot of juice companies are in this area, and it's super big. Like the market's flooded, so vaping's not going to go anywhere at all.
The ordinance also regulates smoking in vaping lounges and retail businesses. No new stores can open within 1,000 feet of public or private schools, but existing stores are not affected.
Speaking of smoking, Chapman may soon ban tobacco from its campus. Reporter Mallory Leonard has more.
Some of Chapman's student government are behind an effort to eliminate smoking from campus.
Smoke hurts the health of all students.
We strive to get Chapman 100% smoke-free. However, if that's not the popular opinion, we want to do what the popular opinion is.
Henry and Josh have drafted a survey for the Chapman community to find out if going smoke-free is something most students would support.
And like people are going to smoke regardless, and they're still going to smoke even if it's a campus-free environment.
The piazza is a popular place for Chapman students and faculty to smoke on campus, but that could all be changing by the end of this semester. If the SGA's plans go accordingly, Chapman could become one of the 1,500 campuses across the country to be 100% tobacco and smoke-free. Their proposal would snuff out all tobacco products, including vapes, chewing tobacco, and cigarettes. They are hoping to partner with the Student Health Center to make free resources available for students trying to kick their smoking habit.
We can get patches and gum and things like that maybe in the health center to help people quit.
This is a lofty goal, and we do have plans for it to be finished by the end of this semester. We're going to make this happen, and I'm sure of it.
For Chapman News, I'm Mallory Leonard.
Students are encouraged to complete the smoking survey that will be available online in the next few weeks.
According to an article in the Panther, Chapman students who live off campus can now be fined by the university for receiving multiple noise complaints. According to Dean Jerry Price, fining students is an attempt to improve relations with Orange residents. The article says that the Orange police fined residents $500 for noise complaints, and now Chapman will add an additional $400 fine for repeat Chapman student offenders. The news has some Chapman students on edge.
Yeah, I'm a senior, so I've been at Chapman a few years now, and I've kind of seen this issue develop a little bit. And I don't think it's fair to be fined by the city and Chapman on top of it. I think it's more of an OPD issue, so I think it should just be their fine that we have to pay. I know Chapman's trying to expand, but I don't really think it's fair to college students to have to pay both fines just for having a party.
Dean Price also announced that Chapman will offer a good neighbor policy, or class, hoping to maintain a positive relationship with the Orange community.
Chapman University's Epsilon Delta chapter of the international sorority Phi Sigma Sigma was suspended this week. In a statement made by the sorority Supreme Council president, she says, quote, "We have to come in a place in our chapter's journey where, due to our non-competitive size, we can no longer provide the enriching experience we aim to provide our members. Phi Sigma Sigma has been part of the Chapman community for 27 years. They were the first Panhellenic organization to colonize in 1988 and were one of 109 international chapters. Since the announcement, a Chapman student created a Change.org campaign to express the influence of the chapter. In just 4 hours, the campaign raised 500 votes. The petition states, quote, "Phi Sigs have brought nothing but positivity and passion to campus, and this decision is heartbreaking for many," end quote. The petition closed, citing that the chapter would like to keep the matter internal. Students outside the Greek community are also affected.
I have a lot of close friends who are part of Phi Sigma Sigma, and I can say, based on my personal experiences, that I thought they were really one of the most outstanding chapters on campus.
The sisters at Chapman have 14 days to submit a written appeal. The board of directors will deliberate if the chapter's charter will be revoked from there. Their chapter president explains that Phi Sigma Sigma could go through formal recruitment in the spring of 2020.
A family-run business is being forced to put a pause on their operations after 38 years of community influence. Reporter Justin Gillerman has the scoop on how Tustin Lanes may have had their last pin hit the ground.
For some people, bowling alleys are a way of life. Whether it's hitting the lanes, racking up tickets in the arcade, or simply enjoying the sound of the ball hitting the pins, a bowling alley is an escape. That's what Tustin Lanes has been for nearly 40 years, and after agreeing to what they thought was a new location, things have fallen off course, for now.
Found a site over off of El Camino Real, and the gentleman that owned the property, I guess, backed out on the deal. So it made us scramble with all of our bowlers trying to find a center for them to go to.
Tustin Lanes preaches a family atmosphere. Not only does that apply to the employees, but for everybody that steps in through these doors, even through this time of uncertainty.
gets packed on the weekends. Everyone comes here for fun. I bring my kids here all the time. If we're not bowling, we're playing pinball over there, and it's been around. I've lived here for 27 years, and I've come here for every year, plenty of times, and it's a tragedy to me. I hate it because it gives us an extra place to go, instead of the movies. It's just a fun little place to come. So.
The owner of the lanes, Alex Mann, was unable to be reached for comment, but it's clear to see the effect that Tustin Lanes has on the surrounding communities.
There are many husband and wives that bowl together, and of course the people that they met, they're like friends for forever, as it may be. It's going to be maybe in the future if we can find a new spot.
Reporting from Tustin, I'm Justin Gillerman, Chapman News.
The owners of the Tustin establishment are currently still looking for a new building, but are taking every precaution in case they are unable to relocate.
Unusual items were seen floating in the water at Dockweiler Beach in Los Angeles, causing the beach to close down. Deborah Krenchick is out in Huntington Beach right now to tell us how we could be affected right here in Orange County.
Julia and Lauren, this is very unsanitary and quite frankly disgusting for people in LA that were frequently going to the beach. Now yesterday, Dockweiler Beach up in LA was closed down due to medical waste seen on shore. Things such as tampons and condoms and medical needles were all found right along the shore. Now you're maybe asking yourself, how exactly did all these things wash up on shore? Well, according to the LA Times, all of this is still under investigation, but they did speak with a nonprofit organization called Heal the Bay, which basically said because of the storm that happened last week, a lot of that water pressure that we got that was going through the pipes ended up bursting, which ended up leaving a lot of that waste and a lot of that excess stuff all onto the beach. Now, here in Orange County, we haven't really experienced anything like that. We want to make sure that we keep it that way, so we want to make sure that our beaches are kept clean and that we don't have to close down any beaches anytime soon. And the simplest thing that we could do in Orange County is pick up our trash. Now, I'm standing here right now and I'm looking around and there's not really anything, but it looks like someone left their water bottle here. We want to make sure that we're doing a very simple task. All you have to do, pick up the water bottle, find the nearest trash can. We happen to be next to one right here. Drop it and make sure we keep our beaches clean. Now I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be wanting to go to the beach this weekend because our weather is just simply gorgeous. Harper, I know you're in the weather center right now. Can you let us know as to maybe what kind of weather we're going to be experiencing this weekend?
I sure am curious, huh?
That's right. I'm really curious about the weather because I just want to bring out my sweaters and boots. Harper?
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I too was looking forward to the fall weather, hoping that I could wear some sweaters. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that though, because we are experiencing another heat wave this weekend. So we're gonna take a look at our fall weather trends for the past couple of years. Back in 2013, our September monthly average was 82 degrees, which is significantly cooler than what it is now. Last year and this year, temperatures have jumped up almost 10 degrees, which is very hot for September, considering that now it's officially fall and it's still feeling a lot like summer. So the reason we're having this big increase of temperature is because of a high pressure system coming in Southern California. We have a cool front moving in, which is going to cool things down within the next week or two, so that's good for us. And now taking a look at our Orange County forecast, we have 85 degrees in Westminster, 89 in Irvine, 90 in Mission Viejo, but things are cooler down by the coast as they usually are, with 81 degrees in Newport Beach and 82 in Laguna Beach. Now, taking a look at the rest of our Southern California forecast, we are at 90 degrees in Los Angeles, 75 in Oceanside, which is a little cooler, 78 in Avalon, which is also cooler, and 80 in Big Bear Lake. But at already noon, 101 degrees in Palm Springs. So if you're in Palm Springs or any area where it's very hot, make sure you're being cautious, drinking plenty of water, staying indoors if it gets too hot, and wearing sunscreen if you're going outside. Now we're going to take a look at our 5-day outlook. This weekend, temperatures are 93 on Saturday and 92 on Sunday. Things are cooling down on Monday with 88 degrees, and it's going to be a little foggy. And on Tuesday, things are going to cool down to 87 and be partly cloudy. Well, that's all I have from the Weather Center. Now we're going to pass it over to Wolfie Tosh with sports.
Thanks, Harper. We get a first glimpse at the new Chapman Cheers section. Plus, we take a look at the Athlete of the Week. All that and more coming up on the Best Campus Sports Show.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Kylie Cook, Chapman Athlete of the Week, and you're watching the Best Campus Sports Show.
Welcome back, everyone. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Wolfie Tash, and you're watching the Best Campus Sports Show. Families and friends of the Chapman football team have always come out to support their Panthers, but students have not been a major part of the crowd. Reporter Matt Brown has a look at the group that will try and make a difference in school spirit.
As the Panthers prepared for their first home game on the field, there was also a practice off the field.
Come on, clap your hands.
The newly formed Panther Pack held their first meeting Tuesday night and got a little spirit training from the cheerleaders.
We would love for them to help us out because we are leading the cheers and we want people to actually be saying them. So ideally, yes, we want as much student participation as possible.
Senior MJ Nelson leads the organization that wants to end the passive attitude towards school spirit.
The goal is basically just to take one of the things that most students here complain about. We don't have a lot of spirit at games. No one really goes to our games. And take that complaint and turn it around. Forget about the complaint and turn it into a positive and really start it, bringing that school spirit that people have been missing for so long.
The athletic department sees the need for more students at games and supports the Panther Pack fully.
I think the students want that experience. They see at bigger schools. And we'd love to be able to give it to them. And I think hopefully if Panther Pack can be successful and be safe and responsible with it, I think it's great.
The first football game on Saturday for the Panthers will also be a test for the Panther Pack to see if they can fill these seats behind me. These seats always exclusive to Chapman students. We'll see if that happens Saturday night. For Chapman News, I'm Matt Brown.
The Panther Pack is open to all students that want to show their school spirit, and they plan to be at volleyball and soccer games as well as every home football game this season. A hot Wednesday afternoon set up a heated matchup in women's soccer as the Panthers took on the undefeated Whittier Poets. It was a physical game as we picked things up in the second half. There's not a lot of score, but there are a lot of bumps, bruises, and hurt feelings apparently. That's senior poet Madison Shippard arguing with the referee in the second half after a call was made inside the box. Let's flash forward here to the 79th minute where Molly Simpson spins and Emmy Hopkins lifts one in the box, and with the power of TV, we see the ball already in the back of the net. That goal came off of a header from junior Courtney Kingsmore for Chapman's one and only goal of the game. But that's all they needed as the Panthers went on to beat Whittier 1-0. The Panthers improved their SCIAC record to 1-2 and hand the Poets their first loss of this season. Each week, Chapman Athletics selects an athlete who shows Chapman values. Chapman News reporter Drew DeMarco has the story.
The player of the week this week is women's volleyball player Kylie Cook.
This past weekend, the sophomore outside hitter led the Panthers as they captured a pair of SCIAC victories at home. She recorded a career-high 20 kills and 5 blocks last Friday as the Panthers took down Pomona Pitzer.
I honestly didn't realize I got 20 kills until after the game, and my mom actually texted me. I feel like we just really need to focus on coming together as a team and pulling out the win. I didn't feel like I got a career high. I was just more focused on doing what I can for the team and hopefully bringing the team together to win in 5.
Cook transferred to Chapman this year from conference rival Laverne after going through some difficult times as a freshman.
I was pinpointed because I came in working really hard, hoping to earn their starting spot, and a lot of the girls bullied me, and I was mistreated until season rolled around, and it got better with the team, but it got worse with my coach, and I was really emotionally bullied there, and that was a struggle because I lost my passion for volleyball.
Coach Mary Cahill and Chapman have welcomed Kylie with open arms.
Transferring here was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm extremely happy to be here. I absolutely love our coaching staff, Mary and John, and I love the team, and I feel like we're a family and we really get along, and the team dynamic is really coming together.
Reporting from Orange, California, Drew DeMarco, Chapman News.
The women's volleyball team is currently 3-0 in SCIAC play and will take on Caltech tonight at 7:30 p.m. in the Hutton Sports Center. This past week, baseball world lost an icon as Hall of Fame catcher Lawrence Peter Yogi Berra died this past Tuesday at his home in West Caldwell, New Jersey at the age of 90. Yogi played professional baseball for 19 years, 18 of which he spent with the Yankees, and is known to many as one of the greatest catchers to ever play the game. Yogi was an 18-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP, and won a record 13 World Series titles as both a player and a coach. Berra was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1972 and was named to baseball's first ever All-Century team in 1999. Yogi was not only known for his great play on the field, but also for his great catchphrases such as, "If you see a fork in the road, take it." And baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical. The Yankees held a ceremony before yesterday's game to honor their lost hero. You've been watching the Best Campus Sports Show. We'll be right back.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
Chainsmokers concert?
Yes, it was so much fun. I love them.
Wow, I'm so jealous. I didn't manage to get a ticket before the prices went a little bit too high for me.
Well, reporter Sabina Kashi was there too, and she spoke to the pair about their rise to success.
DJ duo The Chainsmokers are used to a full house, and the fall concert was no exception. Over 1,000 students filled the Grove of Anaheim to witness EDM producers Andrew Taggart and Alex Paul live.
What's your favorite festival or venue you've ever played at, or what is your dream venue to play at?
Red Rocks dream venue. Best festival we played is East New Mexico. Best venue is Echo Stage DC.
If you could collaborate with any artist, who would you choose?
Right now, 21 Pilots. Yeah, we just saw them. They were sick.
The day of the concert, the Chainsmokers released a new single, Until You Are Gone. The group will kickstart their Friend Zones tour next month, performing in 31 cities throughout the country.
This will be the third official year for Chapman University's annual fall concert series, sponsored by the University Program Board and Chapman Radio. With a sold-out show, reporting from the Grove of Anaheim, Sabina Kashi reporting for Chapman News.
Wow, that sure looked amazing. I'm definitely not going to miss it next year.
Well, reporter Emily Beal has more on some don't miss fall events in the area. Emily?
Thanks, Lauren. I sure do. This Saturday, the Frida Theater will be hosting the Manhattan Short Film Festival. The Manhattan Film Festival happens each year at theaters across the U.S., and out of over 700 entries from 52 countries, 10 films were chosen to be shown in the festival. Everyone who comes to watch the films will be given a ballot to vote for their favorite short film and their favorite actor. The votes are sent to the Manhattan Short Film Festival's headquarters, and the winner is going to be announced on October 5th. This year, the festival is showing a variety of genres, from dramas to horror films and even an animated story. To stay up to date on the winners of the festival, keep an eye on manhattanshort.com. This weekend, the 7th annual Surf City Dog Show is in Huntington Beach. The Small Dog Heat starts at 9 a.m., the finals are at 1 p.m., and the award ceremony begins at 2 o'clock. They're going to have a kids zone, food trucks, vendors, and for all the dogs' human friends, a beer garden. The competition will be taking place right next to the Huntington Beach Pier. Now, if you've been shopping anywhere lately, I'm sure you've noticed that Halloween decorations, candy, and costumes are everywhere. With Halloween right around the corner, that also means that scary mazes with even scarier people in them will be coming soon. Local Tustin Maze, the 17th door, opens tonight at 9 p.m. And if you're brave enough to enter the maze, it's one of the longest haunts in California, going on for just about 32 minutes. The 17th door is right next to Home Depot and Toys R Us. And that's all. There's so much weekend to do this weekend. I'm so excited to go watch Small Dogs in Life Vests. How about you, Juliet and Lauren?
Absolutely. Sure sounds amazing. Log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/ChapmanNews, Twitter and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Well, that's all, folks.
Be sure to watch our Panthers take on Whitworth this Saturday at Wilson Field.